Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Delano here with our celebration episode. Most importantly, we celebrating life itself. And we're going to celebrate and congratulate a lot of businesses through this pandemic because we know it's been a lot. Can y'all turn down that music just a little bit? Just a little bit. So, hi, everybody. How y'all doing today? T's Creations over there, so feel free to buy y'all some things and check out the vendor tables. And there, everybody feel free to have a drink. We're just going to get started. So how everybody doing today? I hope well. I had a crazy day at work. So I know everybody had a little crazy day, especially through this COVID. All right. So I started Born With It because everybody's born with a certain gift and talent. Okay. God has blessed us with so many gifts and talents. And we just want to, celebrate that. And celebrate life itself because everyone is going through a lot, like I say, mentally drained, and we took a lot of losses through this pandemic. So this is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So we got some special guests here today, which are not here yet, but they're on their way and en route. So thank God for them. So let's get started. So celebration. I mean, we can celebrate anything from a lot of people that celebrating some of the most craziest stuff, but right now, today, we're celebrating life itself, all right? And celebrating a lot of business through this COVID. Like I say, we got T's Creation over here, who's been doing something drastically nice. She sells a lot of jewelry and products, and she hands make them, handcraft. So T Creations. Can I please see some of your product? Can I see some of your product so I can show it off on camera? Yeah. Very crazy. So check this out. This jewelry is pretty unique. This is what is this now?
Those are bangles.
These are bangles. You see, they're nice. Handcrafted. I got some of them got faces on them. These are real nice for the ladies. Definitely for the ladies. Back this up so y'all can definitely see. Definitely got some stuff going on. We got nice media here in the building. She's one of my special guests. Then we got a special performance, a dance session, dance whisperer, which is Tony. He's going to tell you something about his business and where you can find him, especially with his pages and what to follow. T's Homemade Creation is who I just shouted out. Began during the pandemic. I purchased some jewelry from someone, and she purchased some jewelry from someone and analyzed it and decided she could do it too. A little trial and error in the birth of T's and Homemade Creations was born. Improving every day, though. She's improving every day. I gotta say, her stuff is handcrafted. She even selling pins that's handcrafted. They pretty dope. Pretty dope. She's always gonna be successful. And we'll keep creating, by God willing, of course. And you can find her on Instagram at Tracy, at Tracy Heath, Facebook at Tracy Heath, and more platforms is coming soon. So I'll definitely keep y'all updated throughout the course of my show. A lot about this episode is I'm leveling up from what I'm doing now. I've been doing, I did three episodes of Trust Trials, and just to see where I can go and what I could do with this. I definitely believe in Born With It and what we're doing podcast wise. We definitely got different services like Bar U services. So why don't you come and talk about your show? Talk about what you do. We got Christina Patterson here, who I definitely doing business with. I've been doing business with her for a few months now. And let's see, how did you come up with Bar LLC?
Okay, hi everybody. Bar U was actually created by me about a year and a half ago. I love bartending so much that I decided to go into business for myself because I can actually do things the way I would like to do them, and I can not just work for a company, but also create a company that fits my needs and fits the needs of others. What I like about Bar U is that it is a creation of my own. So being able to actually create things in a way to make people comfortable and to have things their way, sometimes at bars you can't do what you want to do. So why not bring a bar to your house or to your backyard or to a comfortable place that you may like and actually have the bar the way you want it. So it's definitely Bar Your Way.
Some of the people you've been working with, they're pretty successful people. As I've seen, we worked in a few mansions and nice little places. How did this come about? Like, how did you get how did your service end up start picking up?
It started picking up from a business, a nonprofit organization that I work with that nominated me for a mompreneur.
Okay.
And they are Boss Entertainment.
Okay.
So I got involved with Boss Entertainment last year. Wonderful people, awesome. They were actually marketing my business through certain radio stations and certain events that they had. They actually had me, bartend for them. So that's how I really started picking up, and everybody started knowing the name Bar U, and everything just started to happen from there.
That's pretty cool, and we're doing some big things, of course, we're going with it, and
right.
Bar U services, and it's pretty dope because we're offering stuff. We're offering something that people cannot turn down. A lot of people definitely want to have a good time,
Absolutely.
And that's what we're offering, a good time, especially with our podcast and event planning, sponsoring, and we're doing some pretty big things, like making some really pretty big steps with continuing and working together. We got some major events coming up soon. I'll definitely keep everybody informed. Again, where can they find Bar U?
They can find Bar U on Facebook at Christina Peterson, Bar U LLC.
Yep.
Or you can find me on Instagram at bar_U_LLC_19. I know it's a mouthful. But again, that's bar_U_LLC_19. I look forward to seeing everybody. I look forward to you guys reaching out to me. We're doing big things coming up, so jump on the wagon. We're going in full speed.
All right. What I love most about your company, how professional you are. So I'm leveling up to professionalism definitely after this episode. So this will be my last episode here a little bit. But I'm steady doing business with the lower level that we at. I wouldn't have had this opportunity if it wasn't for Derek, who won't come on the camera, but he's way back there. Derek.
Round of applause for Derek. Thank you.
He has a dope setting down here. Bar setting is such a relaxed setting here, and he have a lot of stuff on. He have a wind down nights on Monday between 8 and 11. And he also have Tuesday taco nights where complimentary wines all night. That's pretty dope stuff. A lot of people just really picked up on their business, and what I'm trying to do is something positive with Born With. I'm trying to use a lot of different platforms to create some positive space, because a lot of people really think negative and kind of simple-minded through a lot of their struggles. And how I overcame. I started this business 3 years ago. Started off as a rough patch. Now that I'm starting, like I said before in my past YouTube videos, the first step is the hardest step, and continuing on, it's going to be some trials and tribulations. But I'm already looking forward to it. I'm already expecting certain things, and I'm going to work around that. I'm going to continue building, especially with Bar U LLC. And
about to be bar with it in a minute.
Yeah, we're about to be bar with it. And like I said, we got some events that we helping sponsor. We got some big things coming up, and we're just taking it to a next level. Especially moving forward on with Nice Media Studios, more on a professional platform, and you'll definitely see a different side. So yeah, I thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm pretty
and
happy.
Happy birthday to this guy, right? Happy birthday, right?
Birthday is tomorrow, right? Definitely appreciative of what you've done, what you've showed me, and what I'm learning and along the way. And I'm so happy. I'm so glad I'm working with you.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm working with you too.
Yeah. While we still waiting on our other guests, hey Derek, why don't you come say something? Come on, man. Come talk about two of your nights, man. Come on, man. Come on, man, because we still waiting on two of our guests. We're still waiting on two of our guests. So can you come, man, please? Please. It's hard getting the people on camera. They be camera shy. He's not a spotlight type of guy, but I'm getting them on the face no matter what.
Like the camera.
You don't like the camera, man, but we want to know how you feel. We want to know some things, man. We want to know some things. So tap this on your shirt, man. Like I said again, y'all feel free to get some drinks, some snacks. So Derek, man, we started the lower level. I'm sorry. And how did you come up with this business, man? Like, what's some of the stuff that you're doing here? What should they expect in the future? How can they find you on the media? And do you have a website, stuff like that?
Well, this actually was a selfish endeavor. I've done a lot of big venues, and when I bought this building, I used this basement as a storage area because I'm a general contractor, so I had a lot of tools and stuff. But my family was growing. I have a big family, and when you get together on holidays, we was like overloading each other's house. So I said, let me just turn this to a social spot for the family. The family didn't use it as much as I thought they would, so I wanted other people to be able to use it and whatever way they saw fit, and it just grew from there.
Oh yeah, and so like, what's your inspiration? What's driving you to pretty much do all of this, man? Because I see you got a nice bar back there, which I love, man. That's pretty dope. The light setting out smooth and more adult, grown up as she, type feel here. Like, how did you come up with that, man?
That's the key. Getting older. I just wanted something, laid back, social, comfortable, safe, where people can come. I like the old TV show Cheers, where everybody know your name, everybody can come, relax, have a good time, eat, drink, play cards, stuff that we used to do in the house. You know what I mean? But this is an extension of the home.
And you're sharing a good time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, you provide people with a good time, man. That can go a long way, especially during this pandemic. We can't do much.
Yeah.
So you helping people create a good time, man.
Yeah. My favorite part of down here is my take on the signature wall. So the brick wall, you guys can't see it off camera, but the brick wall, I let everybody just get a brick and just go crazy. And they want no brick. They can put their social medias, they can put their artwork, anything that they want to do. Maybe later, they may know a pan over so y'all can check it out. Man, that's my favorite spot.
And I'm not gonna lie, it is dope. It's so many signatures on this chalkboard wall, man. It's so dope. We got some art and everything. And that's pretty sweet, man. Just working with you, man, being one of my mentors, man. I'm so happy I got the opportunity and you gave me this opportunity, man. I love it, man. And I'm so
going bigger and better. Bigger and better.
I'm so appreciative of this moment, man. That's pretty cool. And so we got our other
get you a 7-figure squad.
Yeah. So we got our main prime guest here. Nice Media Studios, who I definitely started this the podcasting venture with. And we're going to go on, man. Thank you, Derek. Come on now, Miss Naisha. Hey, you all right? Y'all finally made it here. Put that on your shirt. All right. Nice Media Studios is in the building.
Hey.
Hey,
one time for the birthday boy.
Hey. Make sure y'all get some snacks. Make sure y'all get some drinks. Make sure y'all get y'all some snacks and drinks, man. They all over there. Make sure y'all check out this vendor table here, T's Creation. Yep. Yeah. So nice meeting. You started this through the pandemic. You started off with an idea. How did you even come up with a professional setting?
Oh man, a lot of mistakes first.
Of course.
whenever you're a visionary, you come to sometimes see things, you see things first, and then you got to kind of go in a certain route in order to get it to actually manifest, right? So it's like you see this thing in your mind and you think you have this grand idea, and then you start to slowly put things together. So when I came up with Nice Media, I was first going to start my own podcast.
Right.
And I was going to do it in my basement. And something was like, yeah, but there's other people who need a platform and a space to do their podcast. So I knew I couldn't bring guests at my house. I knew I couldn't bring my home out. And I could have been easy to just do it at home, but sometimes God will bless you when you create a setting and an atmosphere for others. So I came up with Nice Media, which is kind of deprived from my name, Mahishia. I took the NYSE out of my name and came up with Nice Media and wanted to give a space for content creators and speakers and people of different professions to have a space to be able to put their content out without having to worry about a space, but being able to have all the media put here for them.
Wow. And I mean, you also, you do the editing, and even when I seen the studio, it was just, it was sweet, guys. Like, when I mean it's so professional and neat, you got 2 different ways that you could record, and it's just amazing. And this woman worked so hard. And even when you shared the idea with me, it was just so powerful. I'm like, man, can I work with you guys? Can I help out in any way I can?
Yeah.
And even with what you're leveling up. So how are you getting into leveling up your business, your platform, and what you're doing for other people?
When you say level up, explain to me what you mean by that.
Okay, so we talked about leveling up, just going to the next level. That's what I mean, leveling up. So what's Nice Media Studios is doing from here on out?
So I always say before you can level up, you got to master the level that you're on first. So God never wants you to take a step further before you master where you already have. I'm a person of God and a person of the Word. Yes. So what He says is, if you be faithful over few, He'll make you ruler over many, right? So what that means is I got to first be faithful over what He's given me in this season. Be do good by what He gives me in this season, and then He'll level me up. He'll take me to the next level and the next dimension. And sometimes we don't even know what the next level is. Sometimes He just wants us to master the level that we're on first. And then by the time we get to the next level, it's bigger than what we could have ever thought about in the first place.
And it actually moves faster after you start.
Yeah,
it moves faster than you think.
The hardest part is getting started.
I just mentioned that too, man. It moves faster right before your eyes. Like, it's not easy. Like, we're putting ourselves out here and we're putting our whole, like I said, we're putting our all into what we believe into, especially just making ourselves happy. And we're not proving it to other people. No. We're pretty much proving it to ourselves, right?
Yeah, I'm my biggest competition. I'm my biggest competition. I'm my biggest critic. I'm a perfectionist. And sometimes when you're a perfectionist, you sometimes criticize yourself so much trying to even get something out of there. You're like, no, I'm not ready to launch it yet. Or no, I'm not ready to do it yet. The timing ain't right. It don't look right. It don't feel right. What people gonna say about it? What am I even saying about it? So you got all these things coming up against you or whatever. And sometimes we're our own worst enemy too.
Right.
Because we'll criticize us and everybody else is like, just do it. Just do it. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to just do it. When I first came up with Nice Media, I didn't know who to call for advice. I didn't know what to do. I had an idea. I didn't even have a full plan. I had like a half a plan and a couple dollars and was like, let's just go and do this thing. But sometimes it's just about just doing it and trusting that what God gave you, the vision He gave you, He's going to actually give you provision to make it happen. And sometimes you don't know how big something's going to get until you actually get out there and start doing it.
And that's awesome. Let's celebrate Nice Media. Let's clap it up. I see you do something so dope on Instagram.
Okay.
Tell me where they can follow you actually.
Follow Nice Media at Nice Media on Instagram. You can follow my personal page, which is Nyheshia, Nyheshia. I'm the only Nyheshia on Instagram, which is very rare. Or you can follow our family page, which is Journey of the Johnsons. And if you have any questions for Nice Media, please feel free to DM us. You can even text us at 586-298-5431. You can email us at nicemedia@gmail.com, or you can always just DM our brother at Born With It. You don't get into it. I mean, however you want to do it,
But what I love that you did, you really celebrated somebody's one of your clients.
Yeah.
And you gave them an actual trophy.
Yeah.
From the Nice Media, which I thought was so fresh. You can't even get that at no studio. I mean, I'm just letting y'all know, you can't even get that at no studio. So that was actually pretty dope. And I like that. Share that moment. Like, why did you even do that?
Well, I think that when you're in a season of building, right? It's not many people are willing to stick with you through the building process, right? And I built Nice Media not knowing all the answers. I didn't know all the answers. I was like Nehemiah. I was just building something. I was just building something. And when you're in a season of building, you don't realize all the tools you need until you realize that you're missing something. When that particular client came to me, she didn't even know what she wanted to do at first. We sat down and we had like so many consultations, and I think we got to like her 10th or 12th episode. I can't remember which one it was, and she finished what we consider an entire season. I want people at Nice Media to not feel like you're just renting a space from me, but that you're actually celebrated. When God has given you a voice, a message, a podcast, even a song, whatever, Born With It, whatever, if He's giving you something, and you put that, it's not easy sometimes to put that content out to the world. I know what it's like to be fearful of your own purpose. And sometimes your purpose and even success is on the other side of the fear that you're faced with. Right. And she faced a lot of fear. And I know that a lot of my podcasters are. So what I wanted to do, and what all of my podcasters get now, is when they finish the season, they get rewarded with the Nice Media Award, saying that, listen, we know it wasn't easy to show up every day. You didn't even have nobody tuning in, and didn't nobody even download it, but you still showed up, and you still gave your best foot forward. So we want people at Nice Media to feel like, listen, you're celebrated, because the hardest part is getting it done. The hardest part is starting it. The hardest part is sticking to it, even when there ain't nobody else following. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's not just her, but everybody who completes a season with Nice Media gets the Nice Media Award.
Okay. That's dope. I really like that. That's pretty dope. I can't wait to be a part.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Get an award and finish a season of mine at Nice Media Studio.
He's born with it.
So it's so dope. I got, like I said, I got a certain category on my show that's called Hoeing Yourself,
which is so appropriate.
And I see all my childhood uncles over there. I see my childhood uncles over here. We use that a lot, Hoeing Yourself. And one of the Hoeing Yourself moments of what they celebrating pretty much for the past couple of weeks is this crate challenge.
Oh man, yeah, they definitely hoeing themselves.
People been, hoeing themselves, falling on their face. I don't know, like doing these. I don't even understand it. What really is that? I didn't get it.
I have a question. Where are they getting the crates from?
How are they even selling? How are they?
Kroger asked P&G about one. I
don't even know how they celebrate dump shit. But I was hoeing myself. I hold myself one time on Facebook saying I could do it because I'm slim. I feel like I can do it. No, I ain't about to hold myself. I was holding myself saying it. And that's crazy. That's crazy. But that was just a Hoeing Yourself moment. I'm testing this out. This is something new. It's definitely gonna be more professional next week. So check this out. My birthday is tomorrow.
Give it up for the birthday boy. Hey!
My birthday. So we're gonna have a few people come on and wish me some happy birthdays. So my cousin Brandon, my bro, He first.
Okay. To you, Michael. Happy birthday. Drop your what's your cash app? Let them know your cash app. Let me get some residual coming in.
I think it's Lano is me, or y'all can definitely have a pay. So what's up, bro? Hey, we got the blessed Brandon Johnson in the building, my all-time brother, childhood brother. He's really my cousin, but he's just my brother. We've been through a lot together. You done seen me go through a lot of stuff, man. Even on my last episode, I spoke about lost souls. You seen me lost actually this year, and man, talk about that, man, and how you seen me just overcome it. And let's celebrate that because I'm happy that I'm living and I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting better as a man. But you see me at a lost place, man. How did you, I know you deal with a lot as a pastor, as a youth pastor. So I know you take on a lot, man. I know it's draining. And then just to see one of your actual peers and, a family member go through it, man. What was your words, man, when you seen me at a certain point in my life, man? And I don't mind expressing myself. So I told you I'm very open with myself, but I wanted to be intimate with this celebration. What's up, bro? So tell me, man, how did you see me?
Happy birthday, man. It's good to see you. Boy, you look good. Look at you.
Man, you looking good, man. You buff. Look at that, bro. My arm's still a little weak, man.
I gotta stay right, man. I gotta wipe the place.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, man, I think number one, I had to take the pastor hat off and realize that a family member was hurting somebody I adore and love, and sometimes, when you deal with people on an everyday basis and you deal with issues and trauma and problems, sometimes you can become a little bit desensitized because you're so used to counseling and giving wisdom and sharing wisdom without getting to attach where you start taking on those sentiments. But when you see somebody else you love and adore, somebody that you grew up next to, somebody you at one point slept in the bed next to because y'all was having sleepovers. But when you grow with somebody and you see them hurt, it hits different. Mm-hmm. So to see you, go through some of the challenges you faced and not always have the answers, it was hurtful, because you want to be able to, on one hand, be able to pastor them out the hurt, preach them out the hurt, talk them out the hurt, but still realize they got to deal with the hurt. And so, I watched you progressively go through these challenges, and, you would reach out, call, say, hey, man, this didn't happen and that didn't happen. And, many people know, when it rains, it pours. It seems like when you got one issue happening, then another issue subsides that and another issue behind that. But when I watched you go through that, it was troubling and hurtful just because I'm like, man, what can we do to get you out of this? What can we do to help alleviate some of the pressure, some of the pain? You know what I mean?
And really what I did, I literally took away a lot of the toxic things that was really tearing my spirit up.
That's key.
Tearing my mind up. Yeah. And, a lot of things I've been through, of course, we went different ways. But by you being who you are, man, and just growing up seeing your growth, I always looked up to you, man, even though you're younger than me. But I always looked up to that, man, and just trying to keep my mind and my spirit just clear and clean from a lot of just toxicity, especially bad energy, man. That stuff really rubs off, and you can become a lost soul when you're really not happy and in doubt, and especially different experiences too, man. You could definitely drown, and that's just picking off the lost souls. But how I overcame it is just listening to your words, man. So advise the crew, man. Advise the crowd, man. Literally, how can you overcome so many things? I know in your position of power, man, you're a big influencer. St. John Congregational Church, man, awesome, man. You took over that business, man. So talk about like some of the things. How were you influencing people, man? How are you helping people overcome things, especially dealing with a lot of weight on your back? I know you deal with a lot of people's situations. So
yeah, well, that's the key to ministry. That's the key to sacrifice. And I mean, quite frankly, I'm proud of who you are, who you've become. I've been there to watch the development, just like you've been there to watch mine. We've been there concurrently to see what, some of the challenges that each other has faced. You was there for me on the most important day of my life when I got married. We were sitting back in the Bentley talking, having a conversation.
We wasn't in the Bentley, huh?
Yeah, we were sitting back, and I was geared to marry my wife, who y'all just saw, by the way, owner and founder of Nice Media. Shout out Nice Media, shameless plug,
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm proud of what you have become. I'm proud of who you have become. But I think you had to go through what you had to go through to get where you are. And that's called process. And most people don't like process because it's painful. It's a season of development. It's a season of growth. Season of painful experiences that help accumulate and culminate who you become. And if you don't die in the process, you'll live to tell the story of it. And that's what you did. Because sometimes when you face challenges, you just feel like giving up. So my point is, anybody facing challenges, circumstances, whenever you face opposition, it's a sign you're walking in the right direction. If you always have everything easy, if everything is always given to you, you need to question your integrity of the moment, question your integrity of the process, because when you go through process is going to show you how to fail, but how to pick up the broken pieces. And that's what you did. You picked it up. And you were strong.
I want to celebrate stuff. I want to celebrate every season that you go through, because you do go through a struggle, and it's hard to come out of it.
If you live in Michigan, you go through all kinds of things. Sometimes it'd be winter and summer at the same time. It'd be snowing and the sun be out.
Oh yeah, man. We go through a struggle up here with this weather, especially through the summer. It's been raining all.
It's been feeling like we live in Florida.
Oh man. So being a pastor, man, let's talk about that for a minute. Just being a pastor, man, do you have to have that face on everywhere? Is that a struggle to when you be around different spirits and everything, man? How does that reflect you, like being out in public, man, and really having to? Do you have to have that face every day, everywhere you go?
No, you have to be understanding of situations. You got to know what you're walking into, and you have to be understanding that every situation is not going to look like your average or ordinary situation that you may be used to. Every room not going to look like the room that you may be subject to or used to being in, and you have to learn how to be conducive. In the Bible, Paul talks about when in Rome, do as the Romans. So in other words, you have to learn how to be in an atmosphere without being affected by it.
Okay.
So, and I'm a young pastor, you know what I'm saying? So,
but he speaks very well.
I was privileged to go to Florida A&M, and so I was around every type of environment that you could potentially think of. However, you had to learn how to handle yourself in those environments. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question. So you went to school for business, right? We understand that church is a place of
worship,
okay, and praise, but we understand that it is a business too.
Yeah.
How do you, knowing that going into that, man? Like how do you inspire? Knowing that you're running a church and a business too. How do you and you guys also have the shelter, right? Okay, and which is, man, that's awesome, man. That's just so successful. But man, how can you determine, like, how? I know that's a hard thing. How are you bringing businesses in? What are you doing, like, per se, to keep going to that next level, man? Because I done seen her go through so many things.
So yeah, I mean, progression always happens with time. And when things change, you have to know how to change. Because if you don't, you'll get lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't learn how to adjust to the time will leave you.
Right.
Right. So you have to learn how to be more innovative, be more creative. Thank God I got an incredible wife who is my creative mind, because my mind is about other things. But you have to be innovative, you have to be creative, and you have to be understanding of the position that you've been put in. My job is to love people, no matter where they are, no matter who they are. And when you echo those sentiments, no matter where you are, you'll never forget who you are or where you came from.
And man, I love that you said that, because I love people. Reason why I started this business, I love people, man. I love seeing people enjoy themselves the way they want to enjoy themselves. I can't say I do everything that everybody do out here, but I do love the smiles. And if people are able to get away from them, don't suffer in toxic, please. Um, let let God really lead y'all. And to start up a business, man, then like Nice Media, it all starts with an idea, but you cannot worry about where you're starting from. It's all about looking in the future and knowing where you're gonna go and end up. And I can honestly say that this has been a hard 3 years starting this. And what I'm really trying to do is really coming into play the way I see fit. And I learned a lot, man, just especially from you and your wife and my mother who's here. And man, I got an awesome god brother, man. I took him in as my god brother, even if he don't think so. I took in an awesome god brother. I'm glad you're here, man. And I got some great uncles, man, that's just always been in my life. So, man, I just really wanted to do this celebration episode in honoring of just celebrating life itself, because without you guys, honestly, I cannot do anything. And especially without God, that's first and foremost. It's just a blessing to see the growth. And y'all actually going to see the growth, even just from this episode here. Like I say, I wanted to do these stress trials and see how it goes. So now we have the man up and woman up part of the show. It's the advisory of the show. So what can men up? How can we tell these men to man up to owning up to and holding themselves accountable for every decision they make? Women and men. I'm sorry about that. Women and men. This is the advisory part of the show. Let's put something positive in the air, bro. So what can we give to the audience that they can take in for life, the rest of their life?
To be quite honest, man, one of the greatest lessons I've ever learned in my college time is the greater the risk, the greater the reward. Mm. And sometimes we fail because we don't try, right? Ooh. You can't. You'll always miss the shots you never take, right? So
that pertains to anything.
It pertains to everything. So in other words, what that means is, if you have an idea, my wife says it to me all the time, an idea will always be a dream, but it'll only become a reality when you put the work in. And so if you are a dreamer, if you have desires, if you want to be a business owner, if you want to start your own business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever you want to do, take the idea that you have, put the work in, go into the field, study, figure out who in the business or who in the world has an idea similar to yours that's already working it. Figure out how you can attach yourself to them, learn what you can, and then take the wisdom and the learning that you have and apply it to your life and use your personality and expose it. See, Born With It is going to be successful because the brand is based on you. You are the brand. So when people hear Born With It, I remember I asked you a critical question. I said, well, what does Born With It mean? You said to me, I want people to understand that whatever they have in them, they were born with it to win. They were born with it to do it. They were born with it. Whatever they need, it's in them to already accomplish. They just got to figure out how to access it so they can accomplish it. So the real wisdom behind that is very simplistic. Everybody's born with a purpose. Everybody's born to do something. You got to figure out what it is that your purpose is. Realize that you're born with it, like the motto says, and you got to push yourself out there. And even in your failures, realize failure teaches you a very valuable lesson.
Man, and I've learned that literally in the past 3 years, and who I've started with. And I'm actually gonna say, man, it's not even about leaving them behind, because I'm loving people. I'm learning to love people from a distance. I'm starting to take stuff so personal, even with support. And people don't even know how to support, bro. They don't even know some of the littlest things. It don't have to be nothing financial, but sharing info is support. Even sharing just the slightest information to help bring people businesses and stuff like that. That's support. We don't have to. It's not having to be always financial. it's about just sharing, just simply something from or even doing what you can with what you have. You know what I'm saying? And that's just even it can be something little as just showing up. So, you know, I definitely just wanted to share. I thank you for just being here. I thank you for being my brother. And I'm glad we're doing some businesses together. And I know you work well with a lot of businesses. So I want to say this. I want to ask one more question. How do you deal with people that don't fall through with their word? That will affect your, your vision. Like, how do you deal with that?
In terms of people that you trust to help you with your business?
Yes.
If they can't honor their word, they're not good for business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A lot of business works on an honorary system. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So people need to be able to honor their word, and if they don't honor their word to you, they probably don't honor their word to others either. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so that's when you talk about toxicity and making sure that you surround yourself with the right people and people that support you and love you. And support is not always financial. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's financial. Sometimes it's mental. It's works. It's, but you have to surround yourself with people who are go-getters and people who have your best interests at heart, just like you have theirs at heart. If you deal with people that can't honor their word, they're not good people to go into business with. Because if they can't honor their word over simple stuff, they're not going to honor their word over money, right, or anything else that comes into play. You know what I mean? So
that's why I really hate bringing money up into a lot of conversations, but it is businesses that we're running. So
businesses cost. I mean, the world don't operate for free.
Yeah, I mean,
if it do, please show me where it is.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of people say, "Hey, man, give me the family deal and stuff like that," and I had to kind of
that irritates me though, because people expect you to give a family discount, but they're not running a business, and if they were, they wouldn't give you the family discount.
Right. No, because they want your full support.
What's crazy is they want a family discount, but I couldn't start my business on a family discount. I can't call the IRS and ask them, can I get a family discount on my certification fees, on my taxes? I can't. You nowhere else in the world. Do we go to McDonald's and ask them for a discount on the hamburger? No, we don't.
None. Especially
we only do it. We only do it the family.
Yeah. And I don't want to bring this up, but and like I say, I'm not a racist guy or nothing like that, but we always talk about supporting black businesses. And I'm gonna tell you, I hate to say this, but black businesses really don't support the way we should. And I'm owning up to that because it's so many businesses I had an opportunity to support, but because of where I was at mentally, I couldn't. But I did support in other ways. Yeah. I never lost that path. Like, and I think a lot of people that I know forgotten that, because over the time as they grew, they threw it back at me like, bro, you wasn't here, but I was here at this point. You know what I'm saying? I probably couldn't support you financially, but I was here with words, or I built you something, I did something for you. And that's support, man. That's big to me, and I swear a lot of people get confused on that. And
relationship is bigger than money.
Yes, you have to build a relationship with a team. I started out really with two guys, and who's not here today, but I'm here. My mentor told me, you are all the power you need. You the foundation, bro. So just keep moving, man. No matter what, no matter who looking at you, what people think, just keep going. Don't stop. Just don't stop. And one mistake I did made, which I don't regret because I learned, I stopped for a minute and I said, man, I got to pick it back up, because just even from the photo shoot, bro, 2 years that went by and I'm just like, dang, I ain't did nothing in that time, in between time. And I felt like a complete failure. Last year, I had felt like a complete failure, like I was supposed to be somewhere, because when you get up in your age, like I'm 31, y'all. So when you get up in your age, you definitely put more pressure on yourself, thinking like, hey, man, I should be here, I should be here, I should be here. But really, you're exactly where you need to be. And if you don't pay attention, I feel like if you just don't pay attention, you're not going to be able to celebrate, because you're going to drown and soak yourself. So you got to keep moving. You got to keep yourself happy. You got to keep your mind clear.
Right. Yeah. And I'll say this, sometimes you just have to, when we celebrate the moment, sometimes we have to celebrate how far we've come and stop focusing on how far we got to go. And that's where we get discouraged. We look at how far we got to go and stop and without pausing and saying, but dang, look how far I've come. Look at the progress I've made. Look at some of the, celebrate small successes.
Right.
I heard Drake say one time, Drake said, I celebrate my small successes because my small successes make the big ones, right? So I've learned how to celebrate the small things the progress that I make. Then when it gets to the big stage, I realized it was the small things that got me here, right? I didn't just elevate to the stage. I took the steps. So I celebrated every time I went up one step. That's a level up, right? When we talk about leveling up, every step higher you go, you're closer to your destiny, closer to your dream. So you celebrate every step. So when you get to the stage, you'll know how to support it.
Man, that's good. That's good for a celebration episode, right?
Yeah, celebrate your small progress.
I got my cousin Tony here. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
I got my cousin Tony, who inspired me to become a barber. And I want him to come say a few things, man, and where you can find him at too. And he hate me right now, but he's still coming up here. Come up here and say happy birthday. Come on, man. Come on. I done already shouted you out, so you got to come up here. Come on. Hey, man, I be seeing all your reels, bro. So come on, man. Let's talk about how you started this, man. This guy's one of but I seen you and your workouts, man. Like, I can't even get built like this. Y'all see this, man? Cut it out. Hey, man, so this man here inspired me to be a barber. One of my long-term dreams, one of my long-term goals, man, and I'm going there. I'm actually in school, and I actually took a lesson from you, man. But why did you start? Why did you start? What made you want to start cutting hair?
I needed a haircut. Well. I needed a haircut. That's why.
Oh, man.
And so my mom, she couldn't afford to keep sending me to the barbershop. So she bought me some clippers and told me to start cutting hair. And so my oldest brother, you know, he was cutting hair, and that inspired me. He wasn't a barber, but it inspired me. So that's how it started for me.
I got a question. It looks so humbling. You look like you had a lot of fun. I see you doing your reels with the scissors. You can cut all different type of razors, man. Like, how did you end up thinking on a bigger level, man? Like making that level up? Because I see you cutting major, man. Prices. It's definitely worth the price getting the cut by this. But man, how did you become so successful? Like.
Well, when it comes to being versatile with different textures, I opened up a barbershop and I was in a diverse area. And so for years, people were talking about how great I was as a barber, you know, but I couldn't cut out textures. So at the end of the day, the things that they were saying about me, I didn't feel good about because I knew myself that I wasn't well-rounded. I wasn't as good as they said that I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that just took me to the drawing board, man. I wanted to be the person that they were saying. And then my shop was in a diverse area. You know, if somebody that came in the shop that didn't look like me, and they didn't want a clipper cut, I run to the back. And I'm the owner, master barber, right?
Master barber.
So,
hey man, so where
that's what it changed.
Where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at Tony Tonsorio. I work at My Salon Suites in Clawson, Michigan, 14 Mountain Crooks.
Okay.
You know.
So let's celebrate Tony Tonsorio. I really thank y'all for literally tuning in. I'm so happy to see all the beautiful faces here. My mother, my grandma, shout outs to my uncles over there, my god brother, my sisters, my audience, Juanita over there. Happy birthday too, girl. And shout outs to Derek, who have given me all that I need to start this process. Without you, man, I couldn't have been able to do this. So shout outs to Lower Level. It's in construction, but he's doing some big things, man, and it's really nice and comfortable down here, right? Everybody isn't it right? So let's cap it up for the celebration episode 3. Like I say the big transition, I will definitely give you all the info for the next episode. The big transition is definitely on a more professional edited level, so it will not be no more live feeds per se. But thank God for Nice Media for coming through. Thank God for St. John, my brother Brandon, for coming through, being here. I really appreciate all of you guys. T Creation over there. Make sure y'all take a look at that table. All the jewelry and the pins for the tables. And that's it, man. We out of here.
All right.